Vietnam is one of the most popular countries to visit in Southeast Asia, and it is easy to understand why. It has great food, it's affordable, and it is home to some of the most stunning places you will ever see in Asia, from stunning colonial-era architecture to war museums. While the rural areas brim with lush panoramas, the big cities buzz with contemporary life and provide ample opportunities to get stuck into Vietnam's tasty culinary highlights. This fascinating country is full of surprises and is one of Southeast Asia's most underrated destinations. Stay till the very end to find out a shocking fact about Vietnam's first president and prime minister. Ruled for almost 1,000 years by various Chinese dynasties until 938 AD, Vietnam became a French protectorate in the 19th century. After independence, there was the Vietnam War. Today, Vietnam is a proud country, and you can see why. Not just for fiercely defending its own independence, but for its incredible landscapes and history. So, without further ado, let's first take a look at the best places to visit in Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh City. Ho Chi Minh City is a modern metropolitan full of history and tourist attractions, and it is a great place for you to start your journey in Vietnam and get the hang of what the country is all about. The city itself is like any other big city in Southeast Asia. It comes with traffic jams, is full of nightlife activities, and has a ton of things to do for city goers. It is also home to the Vietnam War Museum and stunning colonial-era architecture like the Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon and the Saigon Central Post Office, which should allow you to get a glimpse of how much the city was affected by outside influences. Halong Bay. The karst seascape of Halong Bay is one of the best places to visit in the world for spellbinding sea views and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Thousands of limestone islands sit within this bay in the Gulf of Tonkin, eroded with jagged pinnacles by wind and water action over millennia. With the bay's scenery best seen by boat, this is a prime cruising territory. Opt for at least an overnight tour to see Halong Bay's iconic views, as a day trip doesn't do it justice. There are plenty of caves in the bay that can be entered, including the Hang Song Sot with 3 mammoth caverns and the Hang Dao Go with superbly weird stalagmites and stalactites. Hue. One of Vietnam's most historic towns, Hue is packed to the brim with relics from the reign of the 19th century Nguyen emperors. Sitting along the banks of the gorgeous Perfume River, the imperial enclosure is a huge site set within walls that sprawl for 2.5 kilometers. While touring the grounds, check out the gorgeous Ngomon Gate, the Thai Hoa Palace with its finely lacquered interior detailing, the Dien Tho residence where the Queen Mothers would live, and the Halls of Mandarins with its preserved ceiling murals. A dazzling number of historic sites lie outside the imperial enclosure walls as well. One of the nicest ways of visiting a collection of outlying sites is by taking a riverboat cruise on the Perfume River. Phong Nha-Ke Bang National Park, one of the best places to visit in Vietnam for caving. World Heritage listed Phong Nha-Ke Bang National Park is a dramatic karst mountain formation honeycombed with huge caverns, which are home to superb stalactite and stalagmite displays. The most popular destination within the park is Paradise Cave, which extends for a staggering 31 kilometers below ground. The yawning caverns here are truly spectacular. Tulan Cave is a wet cave, and a visit here includes swimming through the cave system's river. The other most popular excursion is to the Phong Nha Caves, where the interior is accessed by boat. My Son. Surrounded by lush, jungle-covered mountains, My Son is a ruined Cham-era temple city that dates from the 4th century. This old Hindu religious center was still very much in use during the 7th to 10th centuries and only fell into complete decline and abandonment during the 13th century. There are around 20 temple structures still standing here, all built of brick or sandstone blocks and showing interesting influences from various Asian empires, including Indian and Malay. Hoi An. Beautiful Hoi An is the most atmospheric city in Vietnam, with bags of surviving historic architecture. The old town quarter is a joy to explore, packed to the brim with well-preserved merchant houses that hark back to Hoi An's trading center heyday of the 15th century, when the town was a major meeting point for Japanese and Chinese merchants who flocked here for the local silks. plenty of the old merchant houses have been opened to the public, so you can get a taste of these times. The best is the 17th century Tan-Ki house with fascinating architectural and decorative elements. Sapa Countryside. The verdant rice field countryside surrounding Sapa, bordered by the jagged peaks of the Hoang Lan Mountains, often still known by their French colonial-era name of the Tonkinese Alps, are home to Vietnam's most beautiful rural vistas. The deep valleys here are home to a diverse mix of the country's ethnic minorities, including the Hmong, Giai, and Red Zhao people, while the rippling hills are terraced with rice fields and overlooked by the country's tallest peak, Fancy Pan Mountain. This is the top trekking destination in Vietnam, with oodles of options to trek or day hike between tiny villages and experiences the staggering mountain views. Hanoi. Vietnam's capital is the frenetic heartbeat of the nation and a place that befuddles travelers as much as it charms them. The motorbike frenzy, pollution, and constant clamor of street vendors can get too much for some travelers. But if you want to dive into Vietnamese city life, Hanoi is the place to do it. The Old Town Quarter has plenty of dilapidated charm on offer, while history fans should make a beeline here simply to see the bundle of excellent museums. Nha Trang. For sandy fun in Vietnam, Nha Trang is king. The well-maintained beach trundles for 6 kilometers along the shoreline of central Nha Trang City, and during summer is jam-packed with local families on vacation as well as foreign visitors. There is excellent swimming here with designated swimming areas and manicured lounging areas that make this a great option for relaxing days soaking up the sun and sand. If you do get bored of sunbathing, the ancient Pho Nagar Cham Towers are just to the north across the Shom Bong Bridge and have been used as a place of worship here since at least the 7th century, with some historians saying the site itself has been a place of active worship since much earlier. Ho Chi Tunnels, an absolutely fascinating experience for all travelers, not just those interested in Vietnam's modern military history. The Ho Chi Tunnels are an extensive tunnel network that during the war stretched for more than 250 kilometers, allowing VC troops to operate and communicate in the areas surrounding Ho Chi Minh City. 2 short sections of the network can be visited with a guide who will take you down into the narrow, unlit confines, which definitely are not for claustrophobia sufferers. You will literally be crawling on your hands and knees at some points. You can access the tunnels at either Ban Din Village or Ban Duoc Village. We appreciate you staying with us, dear viewers. It's now time for the much-awaited bonus fact. The embalmed body of Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam's first president and prime minister, can be viewed in the Ho Chi Minh Mausoleum. Yes, you heard that right. The embalmed body of Ho Chi Minh is moved from Hanoi to Moscow every October, where he spends a few months undergoing maintenance before being put back on display in January. Which place mentioned in our list would you like to visit first? Comment down below and let us know all about it. If you enjoyed the content, uplift the channel by hitting like, subscribe, and also ring the YouTube bell to meet us again in the following video. Until next time.